Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. We are still on Saint Germain's path, and we are trying to figure out something about his past so we can save him from himself, apparently. Because we don't know exactly what's going on with him, but we know he's not a bad guy. But, he's got the reasons he's doing whatever he's doing, so we're just trying to figure him out. So anyway, you can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
We found something, you two. Information about Idea.
I hear Lupin's voice from behind the darkness. We head towards where we heard his voice coming from, and find Lupin, Van Helsing, and Impy all looking at something. What did you find, Lupin? Lupin hands me a small note.
It might not be much of a clue.
The piece of paper has several sentences written on it.
What I fear most is Idea. The guardians of history who have guided humanity since ancient times. I am committing a taboo in God's eyes. I have become something that exists outside of their standards. They are my one and only enemy. So I shall fight for the creation of a new world. Fight to break the limitations placed on us by God. And to realize an honest wish.
That's all it says. I flip it over, but there is nothing on the back. Did my father write this?
As far as I can tell, I feel like things have gotten even more mysterious now. But it is a bit of a step forward, considering that we don't have any other clues.
Guardians of history. I remember that Saint Germain used the word fate several times before. If what this note says is true, then the reason why Saint Germain tried to kill me is because I lie outside of their standards.
Let's keep looking. We might find some other clues.
I hear something else, just as Lupin is speaking. A metallic sound, of something heavy scraping along the floor, out in the darkness. We all fall silent, then turn towards where the sound is coming from. I begin to hear footsteps. They have an unmistakable sinister sound to them as they approach little by little.
It seems we have some unwelcome company.
Van Helsing loads his shotguns with real shots instead of his usual rock salt. We all prepare for a fight as a figure slowly emerges from the darkness. The person is the assailant in a suit of armor, with a dim light shining eerily upon it. The knight sees me, then takes a stance with its huge sword, as if not noticing anyone else in the room. I see the piercing eyes of the person under the helmet, staring straight at me.
Over here, Scraphead. We'll take you on.
Lupin throws a smoke bomb, obscuring the person's vision. Immediately afterward, Van Helsing's gun goes off, setting off small explosions all around the attacker.
We know that none of these attacks will be effective. I'll buy us some time. You all run. Whoa there, Van Helsing. You couldn't handle him all alone last time, right? I'll fight this time too. No matter how hard the armor is, I can attack the person using chemicals. Just don't get in my way.
Victor and Impy run ahead, surrounding the assailant. Although he grimaces, there is a hint of happiness in Van Helsing's voice.
Now's our chance, Cardia. Let's let them handle this and run.
But... I begin to protest, but stop myself. The knight is after me, and our objective is not to get in any fights here. I should hurry up and run, so that Van Helsing and the other two can wrap up their fighting and follow behind us. Right, let's go, Lupin. I can hear intense fighting behind us as I run quickly as I can down the hall.
We'll make it look like we ran this way, and then go back to the entrance. We'll leave from there.
There's no time to object to Lupin's judgment. We turn several times at intersections in the hallway, then head back towards the way we came. We run and run and run some more. Finally, I can see the exit that leads to the ground above. I wonder if everyone else is doing all right.
No need to worry. They're all pretty tough. They won't be taken down so easily.
We hurry to the exit. Suddenly, Lupin comes to a stop. What's the matter, Lupin?
It seems we're not the only persistent ones.
As if in response to Lupin's comment, a figure appears out of the darkness.
Is it the night? Great.
A huge suit of armor shines in the dim light. The assailant from earlier. What happened to everyone?
Don't panic. Be calm. If that guy had killed everybody, the sword and armor would be covered in blood.
You're right. I'm very relieved, but at the same time, I'm so nervous that I have to shudder. It followed us, instead of staying put to fight the others. That means I'm definitely the target, and it doesn't even pay any mind to the rest of us.
Out of my way, Jumbo. We want to go home.
The assailant raises its sword. Lupin quickly lifts his walking stick in response. Lupin, are you going to fight? Not even Van Helsing could defeat it.
Hey, who do you think I am? I'm Arsène Lupin, the unrivaled gentleman thief. Fighting is for savages.
Lupin swings his stick up, and the armored figure begins running towards us. Before the huge sword can reach him, Lupin brings his stick down, not towards the attacker, but towards the wall. In the next moment, darkness surrounds us. I gasp as someone grasps my hand.
Don't worry, it's me.
I hear a soft voice nearby as I brace myself.
Remember what Impy said. I cut off the electricity that's the energy source for these lights.
Oh,
We can be blind for a little while. Let's start running.
but aren't we just as blind?
Don't worry, the entrance is close by. There's a little bit of light coming from above. And thieves always keep darkness on their side.
We make a run for the exit. But suddenly, I hear the sound of something sharp striking flesh. Lupin!
It's nothing, don't worry, but it looks like our armored friend has pretty good night vision too.
My eyes gradually get used to the darkness. I see the attacker towering over us, and blood running down Lupin's shoulder, but my vision is hazy. The knight steps back into its ready posture, as if nothing had happened. Then it points the sword straight at me. If I take one more step, that huge blade will split me in two. I instinctively understand this. There is no way I can run away now.
Damn it!
He stands before me and raises his stick, using himself as a shield. Lupin!
I'll distract it. Try to find your way out.
Lupin smiles at me as he says this. I hear a swoosh as the giant blade swings through the darkness and strikes. I hear a high-pitched shriek. It's too high to be the sound of that sword hitting flesh. It's the sound of two hard objects clashing together. With Lupin in front of me, I have no idea what is going on.
You!
Lupin looks up, then whispers this and falls silent. I squint to get a better look at what's going on in the gloom, and I'm rendered speechless as well. I had not expected him to appear at this moment at all, let alone to protect us. Why are you here? Saint Germain.
Didn't I tell you? I'm the one who is going to kill you.
Oh, he looks so cool. I need more light for this, though. Saint Germain is using the blade hidden up his sleeve to block the immense sword of the armored knight.
You're pretty late to the party. How did you know we were here? I have a sophisticated nose. I followed her footsteps.
Saint Germain stares at the suited figure in front of him, fully alert. Saint Germain. The figure speaks for the first time, and the voice from within the helmet is muffled and distorted, but the voice has a cool delivery and a high pitch that couldn't come from a man. "Are you a woman?" The armored knight doesn't respond to my question and simply stares at Saint Germain. But when she speaks, the voice is definitely that of a woman.
What is the meaning of this? What does it mean, you ask? She belongs to me. I won't let you take her. Take her? No, you're trying to protect the girl. Are you going to betray us? You're the one who's deviating from the mission. Her murder is my assignment. And it's because you're taking so long to carry out your assignment that Omnibus sent me.
Omnibus?
Well, there seems to have been a terrible misunderstanding. If you intend to get in the way...
The armored woman raises her sword with a strength that doesn't match her light, calm voice.
That's my line.
At the same time, Saint Germain readies the weapon hidden up his sleeve. The air between the two of them is so tense that I forget to breathe. Lupin and I can only look at this sudden turn of events. The huge sword comes at him with a roaring sound, and Saint Germain's blade blocks it. Sparks fly at their clash, making the two of them visible for just a moment. Their swordplay whips the air around them, but the real fight has yet to begin. More sparks fly as the combatants' weapons strike one another, and an intense battle unfolds before us. Saint Germain and the armored assailant seem to be of equal strength, and neither one backs down. The air bursts into light every time they clash, and the sound reverberates in the hallway. In such a close-range battle, the huge sword is at an obvious disadvantage, as it is unable to make subtle moves. The reason why she doesn't back away is probably because Saint Germain is attacking so quickly that she can't change position. However, Saint Germain is in a tougher spot. They are an equal match so close up, but once some distance gets between them, Saint Germain won't stand a chance. Then, Saint Germain is unable to completely block a blow from the heavy sword and is knocked slightly off balance. The assailant seizes the opportunity. She leaps back to create distance between them and lifts her huge blade. She thrusts the sword forward at a speed that is unimaginable from her size. The blade pierces Saint Germain's body with a force that pins him to the wall. I can't keep myself from gasping. A terrible amount of blood spills to the floor, raining from where the massive blade pierces him. Saint Germain! There is no response. Saint Germain is motionless. He's dead. Horror and confusion seize me as the thought crashes through my mind. Saint Germain! I run towards him without thinking. I spread my arms wide and stand before the armored foe. Stop!
Why are you trying to protect him?
Her eyes set deep inside the helm's visor, narrow slightly. It seems like the silent assailant has developed some interest in me for the first time.
He tried to kill you.
But he protected me just now. Saint Germain has protected me so many times. That's why... I don't know if she's listening to my words at all. Still, I tried to get through to her in an effort to protect Saint Germain. Who are you? Aren't you working with Saint Germain?
It's no use asking her. She most likely won't respond.
My eyes widen upon hearing Saint Germain's pained voice. Huh? I saw the blade go through his chest. There's no way he could be speaking. That wound was far too serious, no matter how I look at it. And yet...
Her name is Guinevere, a tragic queen, trapped by a chain called Idea, all for the cause of redemption. That's right, she's in the same situation I am.
Saint Germain.
But you, Miss Cardia... You belong to me. I won't let anyone else have you.
A spark of life returns to Saint Germain's eyes. He smiles softly, then gently places his hand over the huge sword that pierces his chest. He pulls the sword out, then wipes the blood from his mouth.
Guinevere, you know that you can't kill me like that, don't you?
Of course. But Saint Germain, how many more times can you come back to life? Come back to life? What could she mean? In contrast to her cold words, the Count's smile grows wider.
I play my cards close to my chest.
After replying to the woman he called Guinevere, he gives me a side glance.
Miss Cardia, I'll let you go for the moment. Please escape with Lupin.
What?
Go further in. There should be a hidden passage there. You can escape that way. You should be able to meet with Van Helsing and the others there.
What about Lupin? Where's he at? Guinevere readies her huge sword once more. But, what will you do?
You really shouldn't be worrying about someone who's trying to kill you.
I'm supposed to say alright, but I want to say no and see what happens. It shouldn't be too much text, I don't think. No. It slips out before I can catch myself. Your wound is very serious. If we run now, you'll...
You're very kind, aren't you? Even if I'm still after your life.
You are... Then why did you help me? Saint Germain smiles as I ring out the words.
And that's because my will is too weak. That's all it is, Miss Cardia.
I try to run to him, but Lupin grabs my hand. Lupin, let go.
No, we won't be of any help if we stay behind. No complaining. Let's go, Cardia.
Lupin begins to pull me away, not waiting for an answer.
I'm not going to thank you, Saint Germain. You tried to kill her. I'll never forgive you for that. You're going to get an earful from me when this is all over. So, don't get yourself killed here. I don't intend to, Lupin.
Saint Germain smiles and looks towards us. At the same time, the huge sword lunges at him. Saint Germain turns aside the blow with a smooth dance-like motion, then drives his blade at a gap in the armor. However, Guinevere jumps back to avoid the blade, as if she had expected this move.
I'll be seeing you again soon, Miss Cardia.
All right, don't die, Saint Germain.
That is hardly the thing to say to someone who is trying to murder you.
He says that a lot. As we move further away, I hear the sounds of battle resume behind us. Okay, and so here we should be able to go back and load up and take the other option. Say, alright. Although he did save me just now, Saint Germain still intends to kill me. Since we don't know if he's a friend or foe, no matter who wins the battle, I may still be in danger. I'm extremely reluctant to do so, but I have no other option but to leave. Right.
Yes, that would be best.
Saint Germain looks at me and smiles. Just seeing his smile makes me feel like my heart will burst.
And Miss Cardia, no matter where you are, I will find you and kill you. So for now, please flee.
I stare at Saint Germain, not knowing how to respond. Lupin pulls at my arm. Right. A little bit of the same text. And we're all caught up. After that, we made it back outside to find that the rain stopped and the sky is tinted by the sunset. Van Helsing, Victor, and Impy are all safe and meet with us at the cemetery. We all drag ourselves back to our lodging, but everyone except for me has been badly wounded. They need some rest. We call a doctor to treat them, and after getting some first aid, they fall asleep. The sun has completely set, but I don't feel like sleeping.
Don't you dare go out by yourself, Cardia.
I return to my room in our lodgings and think to myself. The fact that we left Saint Germain behind to take care of it all has been heavy on my heart. The woman he called Guinevere was impossibly strong. I know very well that Saint Germain is very strong himself, but I still can't imagine that he could beat her. Saint Germain surely must have lost to her. I should go help Saint Germain by myself.
No, you idiot!
I know that it's very foolish to be thinking this. I know all too well how dangerous it can be to act alone, but still, the vision of Saint Germain being run through by that huge sword won't leave my mind. Goaded on by this sinister memory, I open the door to my room. Then...
What do you think you're doing, Cardia? Thank goodness.
Lupin is standing right outside my door. Lupin.
It's a good thing someone had the presence of mind to keep an eye on her. If you're planning on heading out to that facility again, you know I have to stop you. It's suicide.
But Saint Germain might still be fighting.
How many hours has it been? I don't know who won or who ran off, but I'm sure their fight is over by now.
That might be true, but...
Don't worry about him. He's not the type to fight to the death. He's the sort of fellow who disappears in a cloud of dust before you even know it, isn't he?
Look who's talking. His joking manner puts me at ease, and I find myself laughing. Lupin pats me on the shoulder before speaking again.
Besides, he said he'd be back to kill you, didn't he?
Yes, that's very comforting.
I don't approve of that at all, and I don't think he was lying about it.
Yeah. If I believe what he said, he'll be fine. I really hope he is. It's so strange when I think about it. I want him to keep his promise to kill me. Fine, I'll rest for tonight. But before that, would it be alright if I went out to get some fresh air? I'd like to take my mind off everything. After some thought, Lupin sighs and laughs.
Sure, but I'm coming along.
That's fine. I'm sorry for the trouble.
Don't apologize just because you want some air.
Lupin looks at me kindly.
If it'll help you relax, great. I don't want you to be sad either, you know.
Lupin and I walk along a crowded street in the middle-class area, being careful not to go too far from our lodgings. Lupin is next to me. Just that fact alone helps to calm me down and think things through clearly. Father's handwritten note that we found. He mentioned idea on it. What does Guardians of History mean, exactly? And I'm curious what Saint Germain and Guinevere were talking about too. They were fighting blade to blade, but judging from their conversation, they would normally be on the same side. So could IDEA be the name of the organization they're part of? There's so much that I don't understand. My spinning mind comes to a sudden stop when something cold hits my face. Rain. I look up to see the heavy clouds in the sky that I hadn't noticed before. The thick clouds block out even the moon. The fat drops of rain are starting to fall. The rain quickly picks up intensity, getting my cheeks wet. Lupin, should we get under cover? I glance over to ask Lupin what to do. That's when I realize that something is wrong. Lupin's not there. It's not just him. All the people who had been walking on the streets have vanished as well. The lively sound of the city have been replaced by the quiet sound of falling rain. All I can do is look about me in confusion. Lupin. I tried to find him, and then I realized that my body has been rendered immobile. My arms and legs feel completely stuck and won't move. I begin to hear something other than the rainfall. Eventually, I see the fuzzy outline of a person approaching me slowly. Then, the figure stops right in front of me and looks at me with an elegant smile. It's an elderly woman in a wheelchair. The chair moves on its own, however, without someone behind it to push her. There seems to be some kind of invisible veil around the woman, keeping her dry despite the rain.
Good evening, young lady.
Good evening.
You look like you have no clue what just happened.
Her smile broadened slowly. I wonder if she's nobility. There's a gracefulness that lingers on her every word.
I apologize for surprising you. I fear that I've been a bit aggressive in trying to find a way to speak with you in private.
Where's Lupin and everyone else who was here?
I'll answer all your questions, so don't get all flustered now. Your friend and all the people that were here, they haven't gone anywhere. Right now, your mind has been transferred to that makeshift rain-swept London.
You transferred my mind.
Yes, it's a rather difficult process to explain. If I were to use a term that fits your understanding, the term magic would be most accurate.
Magic.
Yes, so I suppose that would make me an old witch.
She looks at me, still smiling.
My name is Omnibus. I am the leader of an organization known as IDEA.
You're the leader of IDEA. I've heard that name Omnibus before as well. Guinevere had said to Saint Germain that she had been sent by Omnibus. So this woman is the person who gave the order to kill me. Why are you here? I can't move. I glare at her as best I can.
There's no need to be defensive, though I suppose that is a difficult request to ask of you. After all, I am the one who ordered Saint Germain and Guinevere to kill you.
I knew it. I gather my breath and look her over cautiously. I was right. Saint Germain is a member of this ideal organization, and his attempts to kill me are because he is acting under their orders. As these facts come to light, I try my best to get up to speed with the situation.
Cardia, your existence doesn't sit well with the objectives of IDEA. That is why I have come here to ask a favor of you.
A favor? What do you want?
Let's go over everything in order.
She begins speaking, as if recalling a memory from long ago, and I pepper her with questions when I can.
Your story about IDEA being the guardians of history is correct. It is our duty as IDEA to constantly watch over the world and intervene so that history doesn't go down the wrong path. We've been in existence since the very beginning and have been guiding the fate of humanity down the correct path.
The scale of the operation she's talking of is so large that it's hard to imagine. But I still manage to speak up in a trembling voice. What do you mean, the correct path?
Mankind committed a sin against God and was driven out of paradise to live a cursed existence. In other words, original sin, the sin that all humanity carries. Humanity must atone for this original sin and walk a path leading to God's forgiveness. This is the correct path.
What are you talking about? Omnibus smiles, but doesn't answer my question. Maybe she feels that I don't need to understand.
We have been watching over the world so that humanity can walk the correct path towards our eventual salvation. Humans are creatures who repeatedly commit unforgivable crimes, nearly destroying themselves out of their own foolishness. We have been protecting people from ignorance and ineptitude that comes with being human. Saint Germain has already lived thousands of years as a messenger.
Thousands of years. I can't help but repeat her. Victor had speculated that he could be over 200 years old, but if what Omnibus says is true, Saint Germain has been alive for much longer than that. Ordinarily, this would be hard to believe, but her expression and her words, and how the rain keeps falling unceasingly, all of this makes me want to believe her every word without question. There's no way that someone could live for thousands of years. I tried to shake off my doubts, but Omnibus nods in response.
Yes, you're right. My choice of words was imprecise. More accurately, he has already been dead for a long, long time.
What?
His soul was cut away from his body upon his death and was placed within a vessel body through magic. That is why he isn't truly alive, but rather is continuously dying, almost like a moving corpse.
This revelation comes so suddenly that my mind freezes for a moment in an attempt to understand everything. But I saw him with my own eyes. He continued to move even after his body was pierced by that huge sword. I can't believe it, but immortality, it somehow makes sense.
The mission I gave him was to resolve the issues surrounding Isaac and his creations. Your father, Isaac, was trying to invade the province of God. That's why we killed him, in order to avoid the destruction lying ahead of him.
Father was killed. You killed him.
Yes, it was quite recent, and it was thanks to you and Saint Germain. Saint Germain happened upon Isaac's secret in his underground facility. Thanks to that, he was able to deliver true death to Finis and take Isaac out. That's why I need to thank you, Cardia.
Omnibus says all of this offhandedly, as if it doesn't mean much to her. I didn't understand most of what Omnibus was saying, but I got the gist. So killed, eliminated, Father and Finis, and now your target has shifted to me.
I'm glad you catch on so quickly. We must destroy all of Isaac's creations. I sent Saint Germain into London for that very purpose. He gathered those who had a connection to Isaac Beckford. Those who hold the key to fate, in his words. He gathered them close, feigning that it was coincidence. Arsene Lupin, Abraham Van Helsing, Victor Frankenstein, Impy Barbicane.
Wait, I don't believe that. Every encounter we had was through sheer coincidence. For example, Victor and I only met because he happened to save me from Twilight.
That is because Saint Germain created a situation that seemed coincidental. Having all the necessary individuals in place, he attempted to destroy it all by revealing Isaac's secret.
So everything that happened, we had all been in Idea's hands. I look at the old woman in front of me in disbelief.
Seeing how things have turned out, it looks like most of what we set out to do has been accomplished. Yes, excluding one person.
Omnibus slowly looks me up and down.
An artificial life created by man, a homunculus, one of Isaac's cursed children, Cardia. Your very existence angers the Almighty. You are, in essence, the forbidden fruit. Your life will give people far more knowledge than they have been allowed. And that is why we must kill you, before you become a true monster.
None of this makes sense to me. I can't relate to it either. And I definitely don't feel like simply agreeing with her and allowing her to kill me. I don't want you to kill me. I want to live. I finally reached the point where I can think that way.
You wish to live? Even though you've never really been alive to begin with.
My eyes widened at these unexpected words. What do you mean?
Isaac may have been a genius, but he could not create a soul. You have no soul nor emotion. Don't you know, you are only acting as if you had a soul. There is no life or death for you. That is why you need not fear dying. You are only pretending to be alive. You are just a doll.
Omnibus's words eat away at me from the inside. I'm a doll. That can't be.
You must have felt this too, no?
Her peaceful words strike through my heart. It's true, I had thought about that. When I saw all those corpses in the underground facility, I had questioned my own existence. Those corpses were all the same as me. I'm a monster and a doll. I feel the fears that had lain in the depths of my heart are being dragged out and shown to me.
Saint Germain carries the weight of a crime.
As I stand there dumbfounded, she begins speaking again on a different subject.
In the past, Saint Germain went against my orders. I had ordered him to massacre the inhabitants of a certain city, a task he carried out nearly to perfection.
I am unable to say anything in response to something so cruel being delivered in so gentle a voice.
But it wasn't perfect. He grew sympathetic and did not kill one child that he was supposed to. What do you think happened as a result?
How should I know?
The residents of that city had been infected by an illness that we now call the Black Plague. Eventually, this illness would spread via vermin to various regions, wreaking havoc all over the world. That's why I had told him to kill all the residents if any signs of the disease appeared at all. But Saint Germain saved a child, and the disease spread like wildfire, all from the life he refused to take. As a result, 85 million people all over the world died.
85 million people. That many people died just because of that.
Yes, the death toll amounted to about 30% of the entire population of Europe.
She says this so nonchalantly, but I'm simply in shock, forgetting all about my own current circumstances.
He failed to kill one child, and in doing so, he brought a great disaster upon the earth. He greatly regrets this. No, regret doesn't do it justice. The crime burns within his heart like an eternal flame. Since then, he has never deviated from my orders, and has carried out every one of his missions to the letter. That is why I am very surprised about how things have turned out this time. And the fact that Saint Germain hasn't killed you yet.
There's nothing I can say. Okay, and here we're going kind of over, so I'm gonna have to end this video in another unopportune moment. So I hope to see you in my next video or some of my other ones, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.